Hey guys, check out the disclaimer if you have any questions about custom toys. And remember that anyone who supported me on Patreon got to see previews, work in progress shots, and high resolution images of the completed toys. If you want to join them, all you have to do is support me with even the smallest amount. The link is right below. Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with the third and final figure for SATAMFF's commission. He wanted Nicole the Lynx. Of course, the holographic projection of Nicole, the PDA device, which was the artificial intelligence that Sally carried with her throughout the SATAM cartoon. Of course, this is from the comic book. So we're kind of breaking the combo. He wanted two characters from the original SATAM cartoon, and it's something that didn't appear until almost 20 years later in the comic book. So, there we go. The base figure would be mostly a silver figure with Tails' head, although I did swap the legs out for some spare shadow legs because, this version of Nicole doesn't wear boots. Like, post-Super Genesis Wave it might have worked, but pre-Super Genesis Wave she had big bare feet, which, is all part of the controversy about Sonic characters and their toes, which I think Sonic Forces tried to compromise answer by giving them like a big toe and then the rest of their foot is nondescript, but I digress. Let's get into making this thing. The overall shape of Nicole's head is actually close enough to Tails' that I don't really need to do any major modification to the sculpt of it, except of course adding in the huge tufts of hair inside and around the ears, and of course her hair. Now, the back of her hair, it presented a different challenge for me than usual. You see, what I normally do is I take one of those beaded chains, like what you have on a keychain or what holds the pens down at your local bank branch, and I take a section of those to make the beads that are in her hair. I actually have quite a lot of this chain lying around, but I cannot for the life of me find it. It's somewhere in my apartment. I've searched everywhere I can think of that I would put it. I can't find it, and I figured I'm not going to cancel this Nicole project just because I can't find my stupid chains, so I decided to make my own with some beads of epoxy sculpt on a wire that's bent into the shape of the hair beads. So, yeah, this is actually, I tried to avoid this part because these balls are incredibly tiny, and keeping them in a round shape after sticking the wire through them is difficult, but hey, it's better than tearing my apartment around trying to find chains, which might have fallen down a drain for all I know. I don't know where my chains went. So that's what Nicole's hair looks like from the back. You basically have 4 hair points and then 2 little, what do you call it when you have a little tiny ponytail or braid, but then it's covered with beads? I don't know what you call that, but that's what she has. I don't know, it's kind of cute. I wonder where Nicole got the idea, because no other character really has this. I guess she wanted to look different from Sally, but, yeah, I would be interested to know where Nicole got her inspirations for her fashion choice, considering the fact that she spent, well, within context of the timeline of the Sonic game, of the comic book itself, she spent roughly 5 or 6 years as a PDA with no avatar, and only to desire one after she accidentally had her mind transferred into Sally's body and experienced arousal for the first time in her existence. I don't know. You know what? Now that I look at it, these aren't shadow legs. These are Sonic legs. Oh, well, whatever. They're the same size legs. So I sculpted the big old paw feet that she has. It's funny, those paws are designed to look digitigrade, which is what paws are, except that they're plantigrade. So it's kind of like a compromise between two evolutionary designs that are mutually exclusive. But hey, this isn't dissimilar from any cartoon depiction of a paw, so I'm not gonna blame the artists of the Sonic the Hedgehog comic book, because this is just a common cartoon trope. And of course, on the bottom of one of the feet, I paint that little green grid pattern, which she goes into when she phases in and out of her holographic form. I don't want it to be distracting to her character design, but I want to have a little nod to its existence, so this is how I represent it. As for the hands, I could have cut the glove cuffs off because she's not wearing gloves, but that would mean sacrificing wrist articulation. Then I realized that since Nicole has that pattern that goes up her forearm of black fur with some points on it, I figured that I could turn the glove cuffs into that fur pattern, allowing me to preserve her look while also still having wrist articulation. So it's actually a pretty good compromise for this part of the figure. And then all that leaves is her torso. Standard procedure of first taking Silver's mostly cylindrical body and carving it into a more hourglass shape so he looks more feminine, and then adding on the accoutrements of of Nicole, being the bust line, the tail, and the skirt. And I know you're looking at this and thinking, why is her skirt so short? It's not supposed to be that short. Well, I really hate it when a toy of a girl character wearing a skirt has less leg articulation because of it, and I wanted to limit the leg movement of the figure as much as possible. So only the top half of the skirt is sculpted in. The rest of it is made out of craft foam that I attached to the bottom. Because of the way that this is made, it had to be done after the legs were attached. So this craft foam will flex around and get out of the way of Nicole's legs as you try to move it, so she'll still be able to do things like kick and sit and dance and, other things that you do with your hips. So with all that said and done, let's take a look at the completed Nicole figure. And there she goes. Maybe the skirt comes out a little bit too much in the front. I don't think it's supposed to expose her crotch, but again, like I said, I don't want to limit the legs' movements. And, she's just our favorite little HoloLinks. There weren't really many Lynx characters, now that I think about it. There were 3 significant ones, aside from random background characters. There was her, Larry Lynx, and Iron. One of the ninjas. Was she the Iron? No, not the Iron Queen. She was the Ninja Lynx girl, whose name is slipping me at the moment because I think she's terrible. Like, she's a good character, terrible person. Yeah, why did she pick a lynx? Those are the only 2 lynxes that she knew, and she decided to make that her avatar? Wow, Nicole has some really weird tastes. Anyway, thank you all for watching the video. I hope you liked the figure, and I hope you liked that little group shot with her next to the other 2 figures that I made for this guy. And we will catch you on my next video.